So it finally happened. You got that job you've been waiting for. Everything's going perfect. You got your nice clothes on. You're feeling all good. And the first couple of weeks go by and it happened. You encountered a hater. I'm gonna show you what to do when you encounter a hater on the job. And even better, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to do if that's an old hater that you feel like is really in the way. All right, here we go. Hey, look, before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor, if you could just click that subscribe link right at the top, like, comment, and share. It's the best way to help this channel. All right, let's get into it. Hey, look, I know a lot of you can't stick around all day, so here's the too long I got kids version of what to do when you're dealing with a hater at work. Number one, realize it's not you, it's them. We'll get into this. Number two, I know it's hard, but see what you can learn. Observe, engage, don't run away from the situation. I need you to jump in 2 feet. And number three, keep winning. This is going to be critical to dealing with any type of hater in the workplace. We're going to deep dive into this a little bit later. All right, let's deep dive into number one. Realize it's not you, it's them. Look, this is one of those things I'm going to admit right off the bat is very simple, but not easy. When you're dealing with someone that is an extreme hater at the workplace, it essentially makes you come off your square. When you're dealing with somebody that's a hater in the workplace, there's a bunch of emotions involved. You feel like you don't quite understand why they're doing this to you. You don't understand why they're being a hater. And generally speaking, for most times, you don't even really care. You just want them to move on to someone else. I get it. All of those emotions are the right emotions. Don't try to fight any of those feelings. Feel all those feels, take them in so that you can eventually learn to deal with them. But here's what you want to do. It starts within. You have to understand that everything that they're putting on you likely has nothing to do with you. It's probably stuff that happened years before you got there. It may be some jealousy or hate because they didn't get a promotion. It may be because you're young, ready to go, excited, got a bunch of new ideas. Whatever the situation may be, it's not you, it's them. Take the time to realize that, center yourself on that truth, because I know for me, for the longest time, it took me just to be able to get here. I'll never forget. I show up to work, I'm all excited. There's a bunch of new executives coming in. And I show up to work in a suit that day. I just thought that was what you were supposed to do. And I get all this attention from being young and just wearing a suit. All the executives want to know my name. They want to talk. They want to have a conversation. They're interested in listening to what I got to say. All because I, in full ignorance, just put on a suit. And you would not believe the amount of old haters, young haters, middle-aged haters that I got from just trying to do what I thought was right when I really didn't know what else to do. You're going to be in situations like that. And don't wait like me and take 10 years to learn this. It has nothing to do with you. Don't even waste your time thinking that it does. All right, let's deep dive into number two. See what you can learn. Listen, I know you might be thinking, RP, there is absolutely nothing I can learn from a hater. You might be right. You might actually be right. There might be nothing you can learn from a hater. Let me admit that up front. It might just be, here's what you don't do in the workplace. You absolutely can learn something. Again, even if it's just something not to do, there's value in that. As you grow and matriculate and come up as a leader yourself, whatever you decide to do later in your career, you'll take those lessons, learn from them, and be different so that when you're in their position, you won't be bitter, you won't be angry, you won't be stopping progress because there's someone new with great fresh ideas and you weren't the one to have them. And the other part though, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a moment to engage with the hater. Ask them questions about their career, learn from them, see what they like, what they don't like. But what I want you to do while you're having that conversation with them, one, I want you to remember, keep your distance, don't overshare, because you don't know how that information can be used against you. But I want you to learn everything they're willing to tell you about their lifestyle, their career, their journey, because you're going to be able to, again, start to craft your own style from this. You're going to be able to see what's working for them and what not. The harsh reality is nobody starts off as a hater, and they certainly don't start off as an old hater. They usually started off just like you, bright-eyed with a bunch of ideas, and I bet you they can tell you a bunch of stories about the haters in their lives when they were coming up. What usually happens is there's some event, and this is where you're going to listen to it and uncover it yourself. There's some event that caused them to be cynical like this, that caused them to want to stop progress, and you're going to learn it. Because again, when you learn it, you're not only going to learn it, but you're going to grow from it. And here's the crazy part. And I know y'all gonna think I'm super crazy for saying this, but you might actually make a new friend. Once they realize that you're interested in getting to know them, that's actually a really good signal for them to start to let their barrier down. And you may be the one that breaks through to them. And at the worst, even if you're not, who cares, right? It's about what you can learn, what you can engage in, and what you can grow from. Don't skip out on an opportunity like I did just because they're a hater. I promise you, there's something there. And number 3, keep winning. This is where I put the battery in your back. Don't let anyone stop you from your journey and from your progress. I want you focused on your career path. I want you focused on your networking. I want you focused on your sponsorship and your mentors. And most importantly, I want you to have clear written guidance and notes to yourself on what you're gonna do years later when you're in a position of power where you could potentially be an old hater and you're gonna choose not to do that. Well, why won't I become an old hater? And the reason is simple. Is because you're gonna be so focused on winning and engaging, and most importantly, and this is where the secret sauce happens to keep you fresh, keep you going, keep you motivated, you're gonna reach back and grab the next class that's behind you, and you're gonna mentor and sponsor and engage with them so that you can keep learning and keep growing. And because you focus so good on winning, on engaging, on thriving in your space, you're gonna be in a position of power to not only help, but learn from the class that's behind you. And I guarantee you, when you spot that person who you feel like is the new young you, you're gonna pour all of your thoughts and energy and experience into crafting them for their journey. That does 2 things for you. 1, keeps you motivated, keeps you fresh, keeps you going. But 2, it keeps you on your square. In order to teach, you gotta know the latest and greatest. You gotta be sharp yourself. So that's gonna have you focused and ready to go, because you're gonna wanna pour all this knowledge and energy into who you're training to be the next you. There's so much goodness and energy that comes with just being focused on winning, engaging, and then reaching back. Don't skip this step, because it's critically important how you're gonna deal with that hater, because it's ultimately gonna stop you from the biggest issue, and that's becoming the hater yourself. Don't do it. Grow, learn, and most importantly, keep winning. Okay, y'all, we covered a lot today, so I want to summarize how to deal with a hater at work, no matter if they're young, middle-aged, or old. Number 1, realize it's not you, it's them. This is an internal issue for them, not for you. Don't let them take you off your square. Number 2, don't forget to see what you can learn. There is something to be learned even from a hater. Don't skip out on that part, because it's critical for your learning. And number 3, and this is the secret sauce, keep winning, keep engaging, and most importantly, keep reaching back. Because the only thing that's different from you and that hater in a lot of instances is time, energy, and focus. They want what you have, they want to be you again, or they want to be young again. And whether that's their problem or your problem, reminder, you can win by staying focused and reaching back. Because the worst thing you can be is that new hater for someone else later on in their journey, and we're not gonna allow that to happen. Hey, look, as always, my name is RP. Don't let these haters throw you off track, but remember, you can do anything with God and hard work. I promise that. Peace.